All content contained within this video is for entertainment purposes only and is not intended to be a substitute for professional advice.
They were professionals before becoming creators. The LEO, Law Enforcement Officer. Cops turned Creators Edition. It's easy to get so involved in your initial chosen career that you end up having blinders on when exploring new opportunities. Your career choices do not define you unless you let them. Gary Vaynerchuk says there is a creator inside every one of us. We hope today's video, "They were cops before they were creators," is an inspiration for you to jump out there and begin creating something awesome, just like these guys did. Something that adds value to the lives of others and, in turn, adds value to you and your income. The creator of Advance Dynamix was a law enforcement officer when the channel first launched. Many of his friends and co-workers spoke often about wondering what they would do after they retired. Some took other jobs in government. Some found jobs in the private sector. One even started a lawn mowing business. Becoming a digital creator seemed to be an obvious choice that no one could wrap their head around. Law enforcement, firefighting, and the military are all extremely noble professions. We should all be very grateful for the ones who accepted the call to ensure others can live in safety. But when the time comes for those brave men and women to explore new income opportunities, it's important for them to have an open mind to the possibilities associated with earning a living as a digital creator. Becoming a creator that adds value to the lives of others can be very rewarding, both inspirationally and financially. Whether you are a law enforcement officer, firefighter, in the military, or some other type of professional, we hope you enjoy the stories contained within this video. Not only do we hope you enjoy them, we hope they inspire you to go on to create something awesome too. Post a comment and let us know how you put the food on your family table. And now, on to our first episode of They Were Cops Before They Were Creators. Number 1. Arms Family Homestead. Daniel Arms was an Oklahoma State Trooper for 16 years before he quit to become a full-time YouTuber. Daniel started his YouTube channel back in 2011, while he was still putting food on his family's table with income that came from enforcing the law. The Arms Family Homestead channel chronicles the lives of Daniel, his wife, and their children as they live life on a rural, self-sustaining farmstead. At the time the script was written for this Advance Dynamix video, the Arms Family Homestead YouTube channel had 750,000 subscribers. The channel has continued to grow more and more as each year passes by. In 2020, Daniel filmed a very emotional video for his channel entitled "My Last Day as a State Trooper." To date, that video has had almost 500,000 views. That video was one of the inspirational catalysts that resulted in the launch of the Advance Dynamix channel. Number 2. Officer Gregg of OG's Danger Show. Officer Gregg was a law enforcement officer with an agency in California. He started his awesome channel known as OG's Danger Show. At the time this Advance Dynamix video was created, OG's Danger Show had been viewed over 6 million times. If you like guns and cool cop stuff, you will love the channel. We reached out to Officer Gregg, and he was kind enough to share his story with us. Notice, Jeff was the catalyst OG needed to become a creator. We hope OG's story is the catalyst you need to become a creator too. Here is OG's story in his own words. Enjoy. My story is unremarkable. I started out as a viewer of quite a few YouTube videos, primarily firearms-related channels. I am a full-time police officer and rangemaster, so I found this type of content interesting and always thought about how I would make videos if I ever started creating my own content. I once came by a huge sheet of rifle-rated bulletproof glass donated by a friend of mine for one of my CC2 classes. Instead, I contacted Jeff from the Tough Litter Mouse channel who lives near my office. Instead of just taking the donation, Jeff asked if I would come and be a guest shooter on his channel when we tested the glass with multiple rifle and pistol rounds. I did so, and then was invited back over and over again, because his regular on-air personality, his nephew, was dropping out after having a new baby. I volunteered as the on-camera guy on his channel for 5 or 6 years, and I had quite a few of our viewers tell me I should start my own channel. I didn't know the first thing about how to record or edit a video, let alone get it on YouTube. I worked a special weapons detail with a unit from my department and sat down one afternoon to try and piece together a video about our training team. I realized then how easy it was to film and edit a video, and I really liked the finished product. I have a background in advertising and graphic design, and I think this translates into the ability to make interesting video content. Toss in a little bit of humor, and I think I found the recipe for popular videos on YouTube.
You are watching Advance Dynamix, the success channel for those with a winner's mindset. Most just coast. We strive to thrive. Hello, winners. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and turning on notifications. And if you get something out of this, please hit like and leave a comment. Today's sponsor is Bob Proctor and his world-renowned prosperity program, 6 Minutes to Success. The link is in the description. Without further ado, let's get back to today's video.
At the time I started my channel, I had 1,500 subscribers and no content. Just guys who followed me from the Tall Flittermouse channel. I made my first video about road safety kits I made for my college-age daughters and published it to YouTube mid-April 2020. It was rough. The sound quality sucked. The jokes were lame and material, while useful, was presented in an awkward manner. Eventually, I got better at filming and editing, and discovered through the comments section what viewers liked. I set out to make videos about things that I was interested in, and I created a format that I found funny/interesting. I think I bring a unique perspective, sometimes being one of the few law enforcement officers on YouTube. Viewers tend to take your advice more seriously, but that can also translate to an obligation to present quality opinions and advice. With my department, I can't have any link to the agency, and therefore have to keep my employer very vague. Viewers can draw their own conclusions, and I'm sure most of them have figured out who I work for. But until I retire, I can't mention anything about my department on a video, especially if I'm giving an unpopular opinion in today's politically correct environment. I've been making videos about mostly gun and knife reviews for the past 2.5 years, and learning along the way what type of content goes viral and picks up a lot of steam. I will have reached 100,000 subscribers by the end of this week, and no one remains more shocked at the popularity of my channel than I am. I'm still not 100% sure what viewers like about the channel, but I think being easygoing, funny, and still presenting informative material is the key. Most importantly, especially for us in law enforcement, is not to take ourselves too seriously. As you know, there are too many people in our line of work who are very impressed with themselves, and that comes off very poorly to the average Joe watching a video. I think it sends a far better message to our viewers if we laugh and joke about ourselves, and make ourselves more human, acting as if we are just one of the guys. It makes us more popular on YouTube, but more importantly, it helps us present law enforcement in a positive light, something we desperately need to convey to younger people these days. Gregg C., the OG of OG's Danger Show. Number 3. Officer 401. Officer 401 is a YouTube vlogging channel that goes over many things that a cop will experience, such as answering questions, traffic stops, and police myths. Many of the videos have a question or problem that are answered by civilians or even criminals, such as being caught in a high-speed chase. He is a law enforcement officer with the Glenn County Police Department. At the time this Advance Dynamix video was created, Officer 401 has 68 million views and 643,000 subscribers on his awesome channel. If you have an interest in all things police, you will love the channel. We reached out to Officer 401, and he was kind enough to share his story with us. Notice, a random local YouTuber he crossed paths with was the catalyst 401 needed to become a creator. We hope Officer 401's story is the catalyst you need to become a creator too. Here is Officer 401's story in his own words. Enjoy. My story is pretty unique in the sense that I never planned on starting a police YouTube channel. There was a local YouTuber that was a motor vlogger. I saw myself in a couple of his videos because friends sent clips to me showing me responding code 3 past him with lights and sirens going, and they recognized my car number. Outside of that, I didn't know who he was at all. Fast forward some time, years later, and I responded to a call of 2 individuals shooting guns. It was the 4th of July in 2016. My lieutenant called for backup, which he never did. So I shot over there from across town, and upon my arrival, he told me to get information from people inside the house nearby. As I'm walking through the driveway, the garage door was up, and I noticed a flag hanging in the garage that looked like the logo of the motovlogger on YouTube. So as soon as I made contact at the door, I said, "Are you Dan?" He turned white as a ghost. Haha. Long story short, I just happened to reach out to him back when YouTube allowed you to message people, and a couple of days later he ended up giving me a shout out on his channel. The very next morning, I woke up with 2,200 subscribers and people telling me I should do police vlogs. It grew exponentially from there. During the month of November 2016, my highest gain, and subscribers was 33,000 in one night. I went from around 12,000 subscribers to 200 and 2,000 within a month or so. That was from a video I put out called What Cops Keep in the Trunk of Their Car, and within a week it had 1,060,000 views. It's no longer on my channel due to my department starting an internal affairs investigation last year regarding me showing county equipment. Mind you, I had permission from 2 previous police chiefs that I served under that this content was okay. However, a new administration came in and began an investigation simply because at the beginning of that video, I drew a picture of male genitalia on the morning dew of the window of my patrol car. I never showed any decals or where I worked, but they felt it was enough to put me on administrative leave for 2 months last year, making me sit at home and wonder if I would have a job the next day because of that video. By this time, that video was over 5 years old. The investigation started because somebody complained during a public live stream county commission meeting about my channel, claiming it was lewd, inappropriate, and somehow racist. Mind you, this is a far-left extremist group that's very anti-law enforcement, but in today's day and age, where agencies are trying to appease the public, even if it means throwing their own officers under the bus, I got the brunt end of that. So needless to say, ever since that occurrence, I have been very cautious on what I put on my channel, because I know my new administration is watching it like a hawk. Not to mention I'm just very burned out with social media since I have depended on YouTube for a second income that's very much necessary for so long. It's almost forced creativity. YouTube has been the biggest blessing and the biggest curse in my life. It's been the biggest blessing in the sense that people have sent me countless emails thanking me for helping them through their law enforcement journey from being just kids in high school to certified officers in training. I've had people come up to me and ask for autographs and take pictures. I've had people tell me my channel is the only thing that kept them from killing themselves. I've had others tell me that they are showing my videos in criminal justice courses in colleges across the United States. Reading all these emails and messages has really pulled me through some times where I'm just over it all regarding social media. It's definitely kept the candle of motivation lit. I don't want to delve too far into how it's been so negative other than the fact that it causes me to owe a huge amount in taxes every year. Even that's tolerable, but it has definitely affected me negatively on a deeper personal level with individuals in my life. I'll just say the more you make, the more people think they're entitled to grab from your pocket by way of court order. I'm sure you can follow the breadcrumbs to the mess that it is, but overall, I would do every bit of it all over again. YouTube has really allowed me to grow in a way I never would have otherwise. The whole reason I got into law enforcement is to change as many lives as I can in a positive manner, and there's no way I would have been able to do that on a global scale without a widely watched profile on social media. I never became a cop to have power or authority. I became a cop because I wanted to be the person that shows up when somebody has no other choice at that moment in their life other than to call 911. I wanted to be the one to save the day for them. And now, almost 15 years later, there's not a day that goes by that I ever regret getting into this line of work, regardless of the mental and physical impact it's had on me personally. And whether I'm making videos for YouTube or not, I'm always going to jump at the opportunity to help someone. That's just me. Number 4. Mike Willever of Active Self-Protection. Mike Willever is co-host of the Active Self-Protection channel and routinely helps others to cover their ASP by helping them to learn from the mistakes of others. At the time this Advance Dynamix video was created, the Active Self-Protection channel had almost 3 million subscribers. Well done, Active Self-Protection. Well done. Mike is a retired special agent with the United States federal government. Mike was a law enforcement officer for over 25 years. During his career, Mike conducted investigations into a broad variety of criminal activity, including international narcotics and human trafficking, transnational street gangs and cartels, fraud, and national security-related incidents. Mike served on 4 separate gang and narcotics task forces. Prior to being a federal agent, Mike served in 2 smaller police departments on the East Coast. After 25 years of law enforcement service, Mike Willever is now a professional digital creator who adds value to the lives of many others on a daily basis, and he most likely is paid handsomely for doing so. Number 5. Donut Operator. Cody Garrett is the creator of the Donut Operator channel. Donut Operator is purported to be the largest law enforcement channel on YouTube. Cody, or Donut, as he refers to himself on the channel, was a sailor in the United States Navy for 5 years and a police officer and SWAT operator with the Spartanburg, South Carolina Police Department for 3 years before he became a full-time creator. If you get cop humor and enjoy laughing, You will most likely enjoy watching the Donut Operator channel. Watch out for Donut though. He's the guy that tickles funny bones right out in public. Some websites estimate Cody's net worth at over $1 million. Not too shabby, Donut. Not too shabby at all. We hope you have found these true police stories to be extremely inspirational, and that they will be the catalyst you need to start your own channel. Remember, what you do to put food on your family's table today doesn't define you unless you let it. Maybe you want to start a law enforcement themed channel, similar to one of these. If that's the case, that's awesome. Get her done. But there are tons of other topics you can do a channel on too. Whatever niche you choose, stay in it to win it. We here at Advance Dynamix wish you all the very best in your new creator journey. We hope you have enjoyed this episode, and we will see you on the next one. Strive to thrive, winners.
If you got something out of today's video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Click the Show More link on this video to check out our sponsor Bob Proctor and his world-renowned prosperity program, 6 Minutes to Success. You'll also find the link to get your Attitude Winners gear, including wall art, luggage covers, hoodies, and t-shirts at AdvancedDynamix.com. Strive to thrive, winners.